everyone, I am Tanvi Pradeep and today we are going to discuss a topic from pharmacology, that is drugs used for constipation. Before moving on to drugs, let's first understand what is constipation. Constipation is a condition where a person is finding it difficult to pass stools. Either he is training hard stools or there is seemingly a feeling of incomplete evacuation. तो कॉन्स्टिपेशन एक ऐसा कंडीशन है जहाँ पे नॉर्मल फ्रीक्वेंसी ऑफ स्टूल पैसेज डिस्टर्ब हो जाती है. सो नेचुरली द क्वेश्चन विच कम्स टू योर माइंड इज व्हाट इज द नॉर्मल फ्रीक्वेंसी ऑफ स्टूल. नॉर्मल फ्रीक्वेंसी ऑफ स्टूल is once in 2 days or 2 to 3 times in 1 day. That is normal frequency of stool. And if this frequency is disturbed, a person is said to be constipated. Now, drugs used to treat constipation are laxatives or purgatives. अब ये दोनों words लोग काफ़ी interchangeably use करते हैं. Yes, they are quite similar, but there is a small difference. And the difference is in their intensity of action. Laxatives are those drugs which have low intensity of action. They are mild acting agents, whereas purgatives are those agents which have a stronger action. So laxative L for low action or mild action. So now let's move on to the classification of drugs used for constipation. So the drugs used for constipation are classified into 4 categories. They are bulk forming agents, stool softeners, stimulants and osmotic purgatives. So first let's begin by talking about bulk forming agents. तो bulk का मतलब क्या होता है? Bulk means quantity. So these are the agents which increase the quantity of stool by increasing the fiber content of the stool. So dietary fibers like bran, psyllium, aspergilla and methyl cellulose are the examples of bulk forming agents. अब ये bulk forming agents क्या करती है? They go to the intestine, they absorb water and then they swell, thereby increasing the water content of the stool and making it soft so that it's easy to, it facilitates colonic transit, right? So, but the drawback of these agents are that they are unpalatable. 20 to 40 grams of bran has to be taken, that too for 2-3 days to get complete effect. So, people don't generally prefer it to treat constipation, although we can use dietary fibers to prevent constipation. So, इसलिए ही you must have seen a lot of advertisements of breakfast cereals and biscuits where they say कि there is a lot of dietary fibers. So उसका main function ये है to prevent constipation. So the second group of drugs used for constipation are stool softeners. नाम से ही पता चल रहा है these agents soften the stools. And the example is docusades and paraffin. Docusades or DOSS, DOS, which stands for dioctyl sodium sulfosuccinate. ये एक anionic detergent है which acts on the intestinal mucosa and increases the net water accumulation. अब ये detergent है तो it emulsifies the colonic content and it increases the penetration of water into the feces. तो इसका action ऐसा होता है. But you know it's a detergent and it acts on the intestinal mucosa, so it can disrupt the intestinal mucosa. तो इसका सबसे बड़ा साइड इफेक्ट यही है कि it disrupts the mucosa. But it is a mild laxative and it is especially indicated in patients in whom straining at stools should be avoided. So dose is given at a dose of 100 to 400 mg per day and the effect is seen in 1 to 3 days. जो second example of stool softener है वो है paraffin. Paraffin is a byproduct, it's a hydrocarbon of petroleum industry. और ये भी stool soften करने में help करता है. But it has an oily consistency, so it is difficult to swallow. I mean, people don't generally prefer it. So occasionally ही paraffin use किया जाता है. And apart from this, it has other side effects also. The third group of drugs used for constipation is called stimulants. Stimulants are irritants. They directly increase the gut motility by acting upon the neurons of myenteric plexus. They alter the absorptive and secretory activity of the mucosal cells. और वो क्या करते हैं? They inhibit sodium potassium ATPase and then they reduce the absorption of sodium and water to the interstitium. अब ये जो स्टिमुलेंट्स होते हैं इनका एक्शन स्ट्रॉन्ग होता है, दे आर पर्गेटिव्स. तो इसका यूज ऑन अ रूटीन बेसिस फॉर अ प्रोलॉन्ग्ड टाइम हम एनकरेज नहीं करते. व्हाई? बिकॉज इट कैन रिजल्ट इन कोलोनिक एटोनी. ऑल्सो इट इज कॉन्ट्राइंडिकेटेड इन प्रेगनेंसी because it is a stimulant, it stimulates the intestine, but apart from it, it also stimulates the gravid uterus. So these stimulant drugs are contraindicated in pregnancy. Now let's see the types of stimulants. There are 4 types of stimulants. The first one is diphenylmethane, the second one is anthraquinones, the third one is 5-HT4 agonist, and the fourth one is prostaglandin analogs. तो पहले हम पढ़ेंगे डाइफिनाइल मीथेन के बारे में. उनका एग्जाम्पल है बिसकोडाइल और सोडियम पिकोसल्फेट. ये दोनों अच्छा पर्गेटिव एक्शन कॉज करता है एंड द एक्शन इज विद इन 6 to 8 hours. सो इट इज यूज्ड जनरली. डोज होता है 5 to 10 mg एंड इट इज गिवन एट बेड टाइम. और बिसकोडाइल और सोडियम पिकोसल्फेट जो है इट इज यूज्ड for pre-operative preparation. The second type of stimulant is anthraquinone and the example is Senna and Cascara. Senna is obtained from the leaves and pods of Cassia species and it is not absorbed in the small intestine. It goes to the colon where the colonic bacteria act upon it and converts it into active form anthrol, which exerts its action locally as well as it is absorbed into the circulation. So Senna takes 6 to 8 hours to act. Again, like the previous drug we discussed, it should not be used for a prolonged period because it causes colonic atony as well as pigmentation called melanosis. Next type of stimulant is 5-HT4 agonist. So 5-HT4 receptors are present in intrinsic enteric neurons. So these drugs stimulate those receptors and cause release of excitatory neurotransmitter that is acetylcholine, which results in increased propulsive movement. Another type of stimulant is prostaglandin analog and the example is lubiprostone, which also increases the colonic transit. We will discuss the last group of drug that is osmotic purgators. तो osmotic मतलब कि जो solutes which are not absorbed in the intestine, they retain water. तो वो water retain करते हैं तो stool को more fluid, more liquid concentration उसका बढ़ा देता है and then it distends the bowel, which results in peristalsis. So this is the mode of action of osmotic purgators. So what are the examples of osmotic purgators? It could be magnesium sulfate, magnesium hydroxide, sodium sulfate, sodium potassium tartrate, lactulose, etc. अब ये जो magnesium ions होते हैं, they increase secretion of cholecystokinin, which augments motility as well as secretion. Now another example which I mentioned was lactulose. Lactulose क्या होता है? It is a disaccharide which is made up of fructose and lactose. Now this is broken down by the colonic bacteria into osmotically active products, जिसकी वजह से they soften the stool and help to treat constipation. So ये osmotic purgators जो है, जैसे नाम suggest करती है, it's purgative, so it's more stronger action. So they are used wherever constipation has to be relieved urgently. Like for example, if you want to prepare a patient for a surgery or in case of food or drug poisonings or even in tapeworm infestations, जहाँ पे हमें worms को stool के साथ flush out करना होता है. So we use this osmotic purgators. Now after using osmotic purgators, the consistency of stool is quite liquidy, बहुत fluidy बन जाता है stool because of its strong action. So let's discuss about indications indications and contraindications of laxatives. Contraindications are in undiagnosed vomiting, abdominal pain, etc. Also for secondary constipation, which is due to stricture or obstruction of bowel. Now let's see what are the indications for laxatives. It could be functional constipation, it could be for bedridden patients, it could be for those patients in whom straining has to be avoided. For example, in hernias, cardiovascular diseases, piles, eye surgeries, etc. Laxatives can also be used along with antihelminthics. It can be also used in case of food poisoning or poisoning due to drugs. So these are some of the cases in which we can use laxatives. Now another important thing which I would like to mention is purgative abuse. Most of the people take these medicines without going to a doctor. So they're kind of using purgatives casually. So routine use, as we have already discussed, can have a lot of side effects. It can disturb the fluid electrolyte balance of your body. It can cause steatorias and many other side effects. So purgative abuse should not be promoted. So what you can do to prevent constipation is include a lot of fibers in your diet instead of taking all these powerful purgatives and all. So we've discussed about all the drugs, indications and contraindications of laxatives. So here we come to the end of this video. So now let's quickly recollect whatever we've learned. First, we learned what is constipation. It is a disturbance in the frequency of passage of stools. We learned what the normal frequency of stool passage is. Then we learned what is laxatives, what is purgatives. Then we learned what are the different group of drugs which can be used for constipation. First, we learned about bulk forming agents which increase the bulk of the stool, which were dietary fibers. Second, we learned about stool softeners which included DAWS and paraffin, where DAWS was an anionic detergent which acted upon the mucosal barrier. Third, we learned about stimulants. Stimulants were irritants which directly caused increase in gut motility. And finally, we learned about osmotic purgatives, which actually the solutes which is present in the colon, they absorb a lot of water, cause distension of bowel and increase peristalsis. And then we learned about contraindications and indications of laxatives like functional constipation, bedridden patients, food and drug poisoning, antihelminthics, and where strain has to be avoided. And then finally we discussed about purgative abuse. I hope you understood something from this video and it was helpful.